All right, you wake up the next day, Wednesday, April the 12th. You know that you have the dummy bank heist at 3 o'clock. What are you doing until then?
Ah, Probably just, going through the morning routines and all that, but making sure all of my medical gear is, prepared and ready. Just, I'm not going to be going to the shop beforehand.
All right.
'Cause I was told to meet them there, not they were going to pick me up, right?
They did not specify anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they just said that we're going to be there at 3. Right?
That's what they said, and it's going to happen. Maybe you'll hear something in the meantime
All
if
right.
there's a special plan.
Well, again, nothing too out of the ordinary. Cook, clean up, turn on the news. The usual.
All right, go ahead. Roll your boldness or
Yep.
survival.
Never stops being funny. Ooh,
You put in a little bit
one.
of extra gumption in it today. Happy to have your kid back. Seeing that he's out of the hands of those vagrants. And you end up eating breakfast together. It's a very quiet breakfast.
Mhm.
Eventually, you turn on the news. You can see Toddy Teloloco. Welcome back, everyone. If you haven't been up to date with what's going on, the TCPD has officially cleared Metatown of the majority of the criminal scum that has escaped from the abyss. If you're looking to go somewhere else in the city, I'd recommend avoiding it unless you're going to the Ascent, Metatown, or if you have a way to get into the hills, because odds are the Yamaguchi boys ain't going to let you in. Of course, they might just be hiding criminal scum on their own. I don't trust them. Should you? We also have news that the man who assaulted me, the hit and run, who I believe to be behind the attack on Anna Dormer, was arrested by the TCPD and promptly escaped custody in the very same day. I want to applaud the TCPD for everything they've done against the majority of criminals, but maybe focus a little bit more of your resources at home so that way we can keep the real ones off the streets. Well, in other news, we have. Throw 1 second.
No. Oh, you're saying.
All right. Everyone, we have a video message, we have a transmission coming in from Saul. And it cuts away. You can see the other transmission. There is Saul. Scratches on his face, bruised eye, an entire cyber arm ripped off from the forearm. People of Transcendence City, I apologize for my absence. When everything occurred and the power went down, my first order of business was to ensure that the backup generators of the Abyss were running properly. Shortly after I arrived, that is when the Reapers made their attack. I was taken hostage, and I cooperated as they were threatening to kill the guards who had been overwhelmed by the attack. I wish I could say it's been for the greater good, but seeing what has happened to this city, I apologize for my absence. But I am back. I'm going to get myself prepared. Take a little bit of time to recover my wounds. And then I will be back out on the street working alongside Maxstack to eliminate the rest of the criminal scum who's escaped the abyss. You can rest easy, TC. I am back. Goes back to Toddy. Well, I hope that what he says there is something that he truly means. Hopefully we can all rest a little bit easier now that Saul is back. Best of luck on your recovery, Mr. Hirundo. We're looking forward to seeing you clean these streets. Now a word from our sponsor.
Well, glad to see he's doing mostly all right.
It definitely looks like he's in a worse position than when I last saw him.
Yeah, but the fact he left the Abyss and the Reapers with his life is probably a lucky turn of events.
Yeah. You still have the bank heist today?
Yep.
Oh, good.
The dog was about to bark.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's still today. Still waiting to hear about what the final plans for transportation and all that are.
All right. A little bit of time goes by if there's nothing you're bringing up.
I don't think so.
A little bit of time goes by, and then you receive a message from Jackal on your phone.
Hmm.
And he says, "We'll be by to pick you up at 2."
Over.
Time passes by unless you're doing anything.
No.
All right. 2 o'clock arrives. You get ready, start making your way out.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, Dad. Yes, good luck, dear.
Thanks. Hopefully, if all goes well, everyone will see it.
We'll be watching.
No pressure. He'll make his way out.
Make your way out. You can see Montague right there. In to go down?
Yep. Big
All
job ahead of me.
Well, best of luck with it, whatever it is.
Thanks.
And see his eyes flicker for a second. Elevator doors open up.
And we'll head on down.
Let me know when you're back.
Will do.
Make your way down, and as you exit, do I not have you on the GM layer? There we go. As you exit, you see a number of people inside the vehicle.
All right.
I put you on the map layer, dummy. Oh, they swapped the order of the layers.
Oh no.
That's gonna fuck with my muscle memory so much. Alright. They open up the door. Just so you get in.
I get in.
Sure, those are gonna be like right in the middle of the back there between them.
All right. Woo.
And they start driving, making their way up. Alright, everyone. You all ready to learn who your comrades are?
Gregory just nods.
Well, let's start with the introduction of the newest one. Gregory Geiger, our medic. You'll be following her, gestures to the black woman. Most of us should be fine. Something else goes wrong, treat us as necessary, but she's your main objective. That's Calypso, the Netrunner. She's going to be the key to our success, but don't worry. She's as good as they come. And you realize you actually recognize this girl. You know that you've done surgery on her.
I was going to say, it looks familiar.
And you would recall that you put in some experimental Akuma cyberware.
Well, nothing else. I guess I'm familiar with the tech.
All right, next, just to the other woman, we got Bubblegum. She'll be assisting me in combat. Hopefully, we won't need it. She's also real easy on the eyes. Knows how to seduce a man in case we fall into trouble. Probably good at seducing women too, I'd wager. Finally, driver, Andre Gardner. Looks over to him. He's going to be staying in the car at all times. As far as he's concerned, no one's watching him. Main driver decided to take a back seat today, so he's the backup. Don't forget, in a city like this, reputation matters. So you hear the name Chuck Murray, and you think, should I trust this man? Fuck no. He's a gonk and treat him like one.
Understood.
Lastly, ringleader here, Jackal. You all know me. I'm going to be the main head of this operation. Job's going to be simple. We're going to be going in, posing as though we're regular customers, just like a regular heist would begin. Andre will wait with the vehicle outside, positioned in a place for an easy getaway. From there, we're just going to stand in line. Worst comes to worst, do what we can to chit-chat up with the bank tellers. Calypso will figure out a way to shut down their security system. Might even be able to take down some of the security guards too. We're going to see if we can take out the rest of them stealthily before they trigger an alarm. Once that happens, things should be smooth sailing. Check your corners, go through the bank. Anyone who gets in the way, take them down. Oh, I guess I should say we're using dummy rounds for this. Rubber bullets. If you need ammunition, it's all in the trunk. Pick it up when you get there. Finally, the main challenge. The vault itself. Hopefully the Netrunner can get us through that too. She's as good as they say, as good as she brags. We'll each have 5,000 eddies before the day's over. Any questions?
Not from me.
No one raises any questions. And you go and make your way to High Life. You can see there's still a little bit of chaos in the southern parts of the city as you're going by. The occasional gunshot, the minor explosion here or there. But it's definitely quieted down recently.
We hope it makes its way down to my place.
You make your way over to the High Life. You hop out of the vehicle. And immediately, you can see that there are two familiar faces that you would recognize from TV. The first being Mitch Michaels himself. You see where you are?
Yes.
Mitch Michaels, man with the camera. And Frank Taggart, the bank owner. Let me double check and then give Frank an accent.
Also, I know Lapis as well.
Do you?
Yeah, he's the one that originally came asking for information
Right.
a while back.
Yes. Okay, so you'd also know Lapis.
Yep.
Oh, I have you under. There we go. All right. As you walk out, immediately the camera goes on you. All right, everyone. Hopefully everything will be just fine. The plan here, you're going to be going through. Us as the camera crew are going to be following behind you, giving live coverage of everything. The guards inside and all security measures have been supposedly told to accommodate us. We won't get in your way. We're just here to watch, record the show.
Right.
And I'm Frank Taggart. Welcome to the Bank of Babylon. I know that many characters such as yourselves don't typically make it this high up to the ascent, but you all look quite well off, all things considered. High quality cyberware, weaponry. You are all using rubber bullets, correct? Everyone nods their heads. Good. The guards have already been prepped. Obviously, they will know you are coming, but they will not act unless you act suspiciously. We've done our best to imitate a real-life heist scenario. The rest is up to you. All right.
Like I said, because I was going to clarify, yes, I load up on rubber ammunition in my gun.
Everyone else says, yeah, as they hop out of the vehicle.
Mm.
All right, Mish gets behind you, and y'all make your way inside the bank.
Security.
I revealed too much there. To be to reveal the security.
I didn't see nothing.
All right, you all enter. Calypso immediately takes a seat. These other two stand in line behind these. Behind these two.
I'm supposed to stay with her, so.
And you can immediately tell that she starts net running. While this is happening, you can hear behind you. All right, everyone, welcome. This is the official bank heist being recorded live. Let's see what we have here. Some of these faces you might not recall, or most of these faces you will not know, but a couple of them you might recall. According to our records, we have Gregory Geiger here, used to work for Healing Hands before an incident had him leave the corporation. Jackal is also a known solo, a criminal, and now here we are, putting him on TV. Hopefully this proves that he's now working for a more legitimate cause, taking official corporate contracts instead of the unsavory ones, such as the likes of Mad Mod would push. Now, let's watch and see what happens. So your eyes continue to shimmer. This woman concludes her business, begins to walk out. Bubblegum steps up, starts charming, talking. Shortly after, this man does the same thing. He walks up and starts talking as well. Now I need to roll a couple of checks. I should have had these open beforehand, but I didn't. Slight difference in the checks there.
So I don't know what you did. You look guilty.
All right, I'd set this up. There's one. There's two. There's three. All right, so as the conversation's starting, she starts going on. You can kind of overhear what's going on. She's going, "Oh yes, of course. I've had some money trouble, and it's just, I had to come out here, blah blah blah." Just really, the conversation's really flowing. And then it gets to him where he starts talking. She's like, "All right, can I get your or what can I assist you with today?" And he just goes, "Stop talking." And she's kind of like starts looking around. What I mean to say, I'm here to open an account. You can tell it is not going great for him. And she's kind of getting suspicious, like, okay, I'd be happy to help you with that. Are you all right, sir? Yeah.
I'm trying to. There's nothing that I could really do to salvage this that would make it look any less suspicious. So I think I just gotta let him fumble.
Okay.
Unless I was told to stay with her. So
you can tell she's kind of, as the conversation's continuing along, he's like, "Yeah, yeah, just one moment, sir." You can see she kind of leans down to do something. At that point, he draws out his weapon, points it at her. Which you can see right now is just a pistol. Though you can tell he does have a concealed weapon under his jacket. That's very poorly hidden under his jacket. Just points it to her, and she immediately puts her hands up. So, all right, now let's not do anything crazy here. Let's take it slow. How's it going? And you can see the woman right next to you. Done. All right, no security should get in the way. All right, you two, he says, waving to both the women behind the counter and the coroner. All right, as that has happened, you can see that she has also pulled out a pop-up weapon, a pop-up SMG from her hand.
Which one?
Bubblegum.
Oh.
She goes around the counter, lifts it up, keeps them in the corner, says, all right, let's go.
Gregory will also have his handgun at the ready.
As you're walking around, say, all right, how'd everything go? Did everything I needed to. Installed a virus that way they can't contact outside, and I managed to lock their door. We've got time. Too easy. Kicks up with the next door.
Gregory just thinks to him.
Go ahead.
I was like, Gregory's just thinking to himself, now is not the time to get cocky.
This is Bubblegum. Keep them here and make sure they don't do anything. We'll be back. He starts to walk by, ignoring the other rooms, the side rooms. You can tell he knows exactly where he's going. Walks down here, then over here. As he's looking around, you do see that there are some security cameras that he eyeballs, but just ignores them. Says, we're good, right? Yeah, everything's shut down right now. Should be good for at least 5 more minutes. And you make your way here to a very thick vault door. All right. It's up to you now. Goes in. Plugs in.
Start getting his tools set us kind of ready to be grabbed at a short notice. But
he's just looking around. Feels easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't like that.
No one knows, aside from Taggart himself and maybe any privileged clientele that come through this door, or that have been through this door, what's inside there. So let's see whether or not they're just overconfident, or full of hubris. Those are the same things, what I pretty much just said.
Seems like something he'd say, though.
We're just gonna leave it. Yeah, that's what he says.
Not even gonna comment. Just yeah, you got it, boss.
A few minutes go by. All right, come on, Cal. What's the ETA? You can see his eyes start to shimmer. All right, we'll speed it up. Another minute goes by, and then you hear a click inside the door. A loud ka-thunk. All right, let's ready for payday. And then sirens begin to blare. What the? Cal. She immediately comes out of it. What? Why are the sirens going? I didn't botch the net run. I made it through.
So not on the network.
He looks at it. All right, stand back.
Gonna have the gun at the ready now for sure. Shit. Well, said it seemed too easy.
Oh, I actually already have that specially on him. He's going to place something on the door and then step back. Clicks the button. Luckily, the hit check doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And a massive explosion occurs. And you can see it dents the door, but the door holds firm. Fuck. All right, do you got any ideas?
I don't really know how any of this system is meant to work. I'm just a doctor. Unless one of the people that work here has something to get you through.
So these two were supposed to be tagged along the whole time as well. I just forgot to move them. Fuck. Well, folks, it appears throughout the best efforts of these ragtag group of ne'er-do-wells, it appears that our money is safe. The vault definitely appears to be unbreachable, both through physical force and through net running. What else could you expect from the Bank of Babylon? Fuck. All right. Let's back out. As you walk out, you can tell that the security has broken through the door, or made their way through the door, and their guns are just pointed at you all. You can see Bubblegum has her hands up. Sorry, Jackal. Yeah, we felt on our end too.
Oh, there he goes for no goddamn reason.
You all make your way back out. You can see Frank Taggart smiling. Very well. Well, I hope that will accommodate those who are concerned about There are eddies in my security system. A bit lackluster. I hope you don't find it insulting. I knew that we wouldn't need too much security. The vault is the best. There is no way around it, aside from the person who knows how to do it.
Makes sense to me.
Well, thank you for coming today. As agreed, Lapis, you may dish out the prizes. As I shimmer, you can see 1,000 eddies show up in your bank account. Remember, only 1,000, as 5,000 was the term should you succeed. Well, thank you for your time. Goodbye.
Have a good day.
I walk on out. Mitch puts his camera away. The woman does as well. They go back inside. Or back inside a vehicle and drive off. The jackal slumps into the back. And they start to drive off. As you're driving. So what the hell happened there, Kel? Not sure. Their security system, it was strong, but I breached its security. I breached it. I ran a scan. I knew everything that was connected to. It said the door was listed there. I undid it, and suddenly it's sealed even further. Security was triggered. Either I was duped, or it could be an entire dummy pathway. Could it be that elaborate and that simple all at the same time?
So what, just like a fake door?
A fake door or a fake access point. We didn't try any of the rooms. It's possible it could be from Frank's terminal itself. Well, the thing's going to hell in this city. I'm still looking to perform the real heist. I'm down to take the chance. We know it's inside there. I'll get more explosives, maybe a little bit more force. We'll blast our way through. Maybe you can access something, find the other data point, the access point.
I'm gonna stop you right there. If you're gonna talk about this, I suggest dropping me off right now, because I don't want to hear it, and I ain't helping.
Imagine all the eddies in there. What you could do for your family. What you could do. Where you could go. Anything you want, yours.
And imagine constantly having to worry about someone hunting me down because I've got bad money. And God, that's if we even succeed.
You tell me you're not being worried about being hunted down right now?
Not as much as I would be if I had God knows how much money's in there on me.
Fine. Drop him off. You eventually arrive back in front of your building. Last chance. If you want to get out of this piece of shit, if you want to get out of this shithole, you got a shot. Don't waste it.
I'll take my chances. Thanks for the offer, though. Just get on going.
All right. You open up the door. You make your way out. So he climbs out, takes the seat, watches you as you go in. Door closes behind you, and they're gone.
I will first immediately check to see if the elevator is, I assume, down again.
Yep,
Like
you can see it is turned off.
I can't. Did we exchange numbers? Him and I contact? I don't remember.
I think so.
If we did, I'd message him. If not, I would just message Zeke to go let him know.
I'll say he sent you his contact information when you talked to him earlier.
Okay, then yeah, I'll send him a message saying that I'm back.
Ding. Elevator opens up. Gets back up to the top floor, or the fourth floor.
Thank you kindly.
You don't look any worse for wear. How'd it go?
It was a shit show.
Oh. At least you're not dead.
Yeah, there wasn't any real risk of serious bodily harm. Just it was all for show, but still didn't go anywhere near as planned.
Well, I suppose that's the little victories we can take then.
Yep. Was a group of whack jobs anyway. All right. Take care.
You as well.
Head on in.
So they turn to look at you as you enter. Oh, you looked good up there. Standing tall and classy among the really shady looking folks.
Bringing me for my looks is about all they did, because I didn't do anything.
It seemed a bit lackluster, honestly.
Yeah, they didn't seem prepared for whatever systems were in place. Not that I knew what was going on. I don't know the first thing about net running.
Well, at least we know our money's safe.
Yep. 1,000 eddies doesn't hurt.
I guess you get so used to seeing bank heists dramatized in movies, you forget what they actually are like. Most of the time they just get shut down right out the gate.
Yeah. Had that been a real thing, not ended well for us.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you're doing today? Attending the shop at any other point?
What time of the day is it?
4 p.m.
No. I don't think I'll be going to the shop today. Probably start back up tomorrow.
All right. And time goes by. Anything else you're looking to do today?
I don't think so.
All right. You end up making your way to bed eventually. And you go to sleep. All right. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, so it is the next day, Wednesday, the 12th. You are up 10%. S&H is up 5%.
No, they're not. No.
Tri-X is down 5%.
Oof.
And Voltaic is up 5%.
All the others are still frozen.
Yep.
Only 3 people left, plus me. I half expected to be the first one.
You know, there were some easier targets that were there. But maybe you'll be the next one.
I'm hoping. This is stressful.
Though you did receive a message last time, I believe, saying that someone else was being targeted.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I actually said that and it wasn't in my head.
The Ronin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did I say they were targeting again?
We told them... I told them, I believe... Because it said they were going to do Voltaic or Tri-X first. But I think I said to do Voltaic.
Okay.
The recording could tell me differently. But I feel like that's the case.
Okay.
Might have been S&H too, because we have an inkling that they bought Healing Hands. So I don't know.
When the Ronin reached out to you, it wouldn't have been to target them yet, at least.
Okay.
So I know it's not them. I couldn't remember if it was Tri-X or Voltaic.
I'm fine with either. So. Because Tri-X is the one warning me about Arasaka.
All right. So you're going through the day. Checking out the news at all?
Yeah, of course. I've gotten in the habit of it now.
All right. You see Toddy Talaloco back on. Welcome back, everyone, to TNN News. Hope y'all are having a good day today. Now, I don't know about you, but personally, I am happy to see that the TCPD are pushing back. We've even got some weird local groups beginning to take down these criminals too, keeping the streets safer. And hey, I'm happy to see that. Though, of course, I'd say leave it to the trained professionals and whatever you're trying to be, you vigilante scum. But hey, thank you anyway.
Yeah, I'm man.
At this point, Metatown has now been officially taken back by the TCPD. The hills remain unaffected thanks to the valiant efforts of the Yamaguchi boys. Well, let's be honest, you're asking me. They're probably just hiding criminals in there so that way they can milk them dry for any value they're worth. Hey, I won't fault you for it. Now, more serious news. If you hadn't heard, that creep, that stupid gunk who assaulted me, he got arrested. And then, despite the valiant efforts of the TCPD around the city, they failed to keep him in their cells. Maybe they're losing their touch.
Who is this? Who is he referring to?
Is it
Chuck?
Yeah, you can tell that's who he's referring to. So, while I'm happy to see that they're keeping most criminals off the city, out of the streets of the city, maybe focus a little of your efforts a little bit closer to home again. Figure out wherever the hell that fuck went and bring him in. All right, now let's move on to... Sorry, 1 second, folks. We got an update for you. Let's transfer you over to another camera. And you see, a new feed comes in. You see Saul. He looks scraped across his face, bruised, beaten, and you can tell one of his cyber arms have been completely ripped off. Folks of Transcendent City.
Oh no, what's gonna happen?
I'm sorry that I left you alone for these past few days. When the attack occurred, the New Dawn went against the corporations. The second I saw the power was out, I used my personal aerodyne to fly over to the Abyss. I wanted to make sure that the power was still stable there. Unfortunately, I was alone and unguarded when the Reapers came. They took me hostage. They freed many of their old gang members, and they released the criminals to the streets. I was helpless to do anything about it. But now I'm back, and as soon as I rest up, I will be joining the TCPD to stop the efforts of the criminals and to take them down. To the citizens of Transcendent City, be cautious, but you can rest easier today. I am back. And
What a bitch.
And it changes away. Well, there you have it, folks. Saul Harundo, Chief of Maxtac, is back. We're happy to have him. Hopefully, this will make the criminal scum get off the streets even quicker. Trying to think if there's anything else here. In other news, or in the last bit of news we have today, don't forget that we have the bank heist that's being put on for show to test the security of the Bank of Babylon. We'll be sure to cover that live when it happens. That's all for now. Enjoy these words from our sponsors. Do you need some cyberware in your system? This isn't Kuma ad. And that's it.
Stupid. Thinking about doing something.
All right.
So, remember Spider-Man 2 with Mysterio?
Okay, I thought you were talking about the other Spider-Man 2. Or the other Spider-Man 2. But
The one with Tom Holland. Yeah. How he uses drones to do projections of like fake things. Almost wanting to ask if my Arasaka guys could hack some drones to use Tri-X's entertainment system to fake something of Saul being like faking his capture and shit. But is it worth it?
Well, question about this: why would you need drones to do that instead of just like faking video instead?
Yeah, just the idea, like that. It's because that's how he did it.
I do recall, I think, in Cyberpunk 2077, they do use drones, kind of like how they're using them now for fireworks.
Yeah.
To make these displays like that, but nothing quite to the level that Mysterio does.
I'll think about it. It's not something I need to do right now.
All right, sir. One of the Arasaka agents wishes to debrief you on everything that's occurred. According to them, they've got the data fortress back defended.
Bring him in.
See, one of the netrunners comes up. Mr. Grimes.
Welcome.
Your data fortress is back online. One of them. I have noticed in your system that there are two, the other of which I do not have access to.
Is it down?
You would know that this is the one that's your personal data fortress covering your bodies.
Do I know if it's up or down?
You know it is. It was not affected by the attack.
Then I'm going to tell him not to worry about that one.
Very well. As for the breach that occurred in your systems, I can confidently say it was not a New Dawn attack. They may have been linked to the perpetrators, but according to what I have heard around your city, and the rumors that I know to exist, I suspect the digits were the perpetrators.
Can you tell if they took anything?
We do know that they have copied a significant portion of the data.
Can you trace it to where they are?
No. They performed the hack here, in-house. Wherever they are operating out of, it will take longer for me to discover.
Well,
I was curious if you would have any leads to the matter.
I have no idea.
Axel is gonna say he's gonna speak up as well. They're elusive. They do their best to hide from everyone, and they have the net running capabilities to hide their whereabouts from pretty much everyone. Still, I didn't think that they would be involved in this attack. You're certain? Very much so. Well,
Alright.
where would you like our focus to be then? Tracking down the digits, or do you have need of us elsewhere?
Tell me all of your capabilities.
We are net runners. We net run.
Metagame, what is the capabilities of all net running?
So they can hack systems, plant viruses, copy data, steal data, destroy data, turn on and off systems.
I want.
Yeah.
What are your moral boundaries?
So long as you make good on our deal, we have been ordered to do as you wish, no matter what.
I have 2 requests. Confirm who purchased or who was sold Healing Hands.
Very well.
2. I have 3 things I would like you to do, actually. 3. Voltaic motors. I want every one of their vehicles that is being operated outside of Tracer Tong II to have disruptions. I want their stock to plummet.
Very well.
And 3, I want well, we need to be careful with this.
I will also let you know that we only have 2 netrunners here, myself
I know.
and the other one. We can only focus
Yeah.
on 2 objectives at a time.
I figured the SNH wouldn't take very long, or the who purchased Healing Hands wouldn't take very long.
Perhaps.
If it doesn't take long, we can talk about it another time. Let's stick with those 2.
Very well.
Make sure it's not traced back to us.
We are the best of the best.
I believe it.
One final thing. 2 days. That is when the larger Arasaka force will come in to wipe out New Dawn. As you had previously requested.
Yes, I agree. Behind you, Axel will be the one to coordinate a pickup and getting in.
Yeah.
Make sure. Go ahead.
There's another issue that we need to worry about with that, though. One that I'm not entirely sure of how to answer. What do we do with them when they're done?
Who?
Arasaka. Are they immediately leaving the city? Because that's going to raise a lot of red flags, them coming in, working on behalf of a corporation. Otherwise, we try and hide them, and that'll, of course, cause other concerns. No matter what, once this is done, it's going to get sloppy. We need to be ready for that.
Take down Max Tack.
The Netrunner kind of looks to you. Is it
Not Max Tack. Not Max Tack. Not Max Tack. I meant the other CEOs. I was looking at my note with Saul. If they're not already gone, I want them gone.
Very well.
Because then I have control of the city and can make do with the promise faster.
Very well. Does this include the bank?
I'm power hungry right now. Sure.
Very well. I shall inform my betters. And I will get back to you when I have an update on the other situations.
Thank you.
All right. A little bit of time passes. Is there anything you're actively doing?
No, I think I'm playing the waiting game right now.
All right. Then about 2 p.m.-ish, Netrunner returns. I have discovered who purchased Healing Hands.
And that was
Try X.
motherfucker. Remember what I said about your partner taking down Voltaic?
Yes.
Ruin Tri-X.
Very well. We will, for these next two... Oh, sorry. Are you saying that we should do that instead of Voltaic?
I want both.
So you would like both of our focus to be there then?
If you
One
find
on one, one on the other.
if you feel it'd be more effective to work together and faster to work together, you're more than welcome to do that. But your goals are those two. Do it how you see best.
Very well. So you know we will need to be on site to perform those hacks. So we will be gone for some time. Do you have any disguises for us? Clothing that we could take?
Axel, get them set up.
Can do. A little bit of time passes.
Bitch. That motherfucking bitch. He fucking lied.
Man, can you imagine a corpo lying?
I've never lied.
Yeah, never. Not once. Hassel's going to return. All right. They're set up. Hopefully we'll have an update soon.
It's so wild that, like, I know all these details about the city and none of the other players do. But then, like, I think about it. I don't know what Travis is planning. Like, I have an idea what Kiri and Squiggle are doing. Victor, I have no fucking clue. But, like, I have all these details that they will not even, probably not ever know, ever.
It's hard for me to imagine, like, because it's just things that I'm familiar with. So when I go through these, I forget sometimes what people do and don't know.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be completely new information. This is a storyline, a branch in this path that no one else has any idea what's happening, but it's directly a part of what's going on.
That's awesome.
All right.
Metagame wise, how many days do you think it'll take them to get back to me on one of them?
The
Like
Netrunners?
next session? Yeah, will I have information next session, or is it going to be like the Roning where it could take multiple days?
Probably the next session or two.
Okay. Beautiful.
Anything else here? Look at my long-term notes on you to remember. Okay, I've got one. You receive a call. Or actually, Axel will come up. So there's a call for you from Hijack.
I'll take it.
Hijack comes on the line. Hello, Mr. Grimes. How are you doing today?
Good, and you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. If you weren't aware, some of my men were being used for this dummy bank heist that was going on. One of them you have found newly in your services. And he is now refusing, as I imagine he finds what you are offering more lucrative than this endeavor.
Who?
Chuck.
I'll let him know to help you.
This is
I didn't know he was. I didn't realize he was directly your. I apologize.
Well, I did admit that from you in the past. He was my best driver, and if you two were on sour terms, I was hesitant to reveal my ties.
No. He's been excellent.
Good. He is not required to assist in this job. But if you are trying to do anything involving the bank, such as identifying information that they have, having the best crew, I think, would assist.
What are you asking me?
I'm saying that if you are worried of the bank, as I know that you have promoted skepticism of Lapis, who works for the bank, then the best of the best should be there, Chuck being one of them. But if you are not worried about the bank, then it would be better to save him for more important jobs.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you going to fail if you don't have him, or do you have a backup?
We have a backup.
Then I'll save him for more important things.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Grimes. Hopefully I will be able to come back with some valuable information.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and if there's ever a problem with one of your employees that I have a stake in, I appreciate you coming to me directly like you have now.
Of course. I will make sure that I continue to do so, should something occur.
I appreciate that.
All right, he hangs up. The bank heist comes on the news eventually. Are you watching, or are you just going to wait for the after effect?
The after effect.
All right. Turn it on around 3:30-ish. Well, everyone, the bank heist has just occurred. We covered everything live here, watching you, or going through step by step, tracking what we could while waiting for information, and ultimately, the bank heist was a failure. Turns out the Bank of Babylon's secure vault holds up to its name. The most secure vault to ever exist. Hopefully, we can all rest easy knowing that our money is safe.
All right. I don't believe it still, but okay.
And I've got nothing else planned.
Okay, well then I'm good too.
All right, the day continues on. There's no update on the net running, no update on anything else. The next day, we'll come back.
Woohoo! Alrighty.
You wake up Wednesday, April the 12th. Having an eventful day. Humanity weakens slightly as you wake back up into New Dawn. Days gone by as you spent most of it just recuperating. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll hop out of bed and I guess explore the area.
All right. You know that this right here is just a living complex, so there's not going to be anything new in that one. I'm just going to follow where you're going. If you call out anything, I'll address it.
Just kind of get my head I guess trying to get my head on what I need to do next, I guess.
You
think about how Saul is not, if he needs my help, he'll call, is what they said. So just don't try to rush into something.
As far as immediate tasks that you would blatantly be aware of, there's pretty much nothing there. You're just kind of waiting and figuring out what's going to happen next, what to do.
I'll knock on the door.
Open. You can see that Dahlia is there. I think that's her name, right? No. Gladys is there. Dahlia is her last name.
That's Dahlia. Morning.
Morning. How are you feeling?
Rested.
Well, I suppose that's good. You may be interested to know Saul is back.
Really?
He gave a report on TNN this morning. He looked worse for wear, beaten, bruised, cyber arm ripped off. But he said that he was back, and once he recuperated, he would be he would be leading the city against this wave of crime.
Oh, I guess that's my cue then.
I can tell you we have nothing for you to do at the moment. Right now, ensuring that we are playing defensively. We will call you if something comes up.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep in touch. But this is definitely my time to jump back in, see what's going on with him, and get back under cover, I guess.
I understand. Good luck.
All right. Thank you. I'm gonna message
Saul? Aster?
Aster. Just gonna, I guess, eyes flicker for a second. Hey, can you meet me? You meet me by the bike?
Moment passes. On my way.
Hey.
Hey.
So, I'm gonna be heading out.
Back to Max Tech?
Yeah, I hear Saul's back, so I'm gonna touch base.
I saw the report.
See what he's got for me to do.
Well, best of luck.
I just don't know if I should keep the fact that I have my memory back to myself, or if I should let him know.
You know him better than any of us. You'll make the right call.
Yeah. Well, I hope if it's okay if I take this motorcycle.
Yes. You are
All
an
right.
official member of New Dawn. Everything that we have is also yours.
Oh, in that case, is there a pass? No.
No.
Is there a tank here? No. Okay.
There's not.
All right.
You should also know something else before you leave. There was an incident not long ago from the Barons. The Freedom Fighters made an attack against someone. We don't know the details, but we know that they used their basilisk in the attack.
This was recent.
Yes, about an hour ago.
So I need to watch my back then.
I don't think that they're doing anything against you, but if they're willing to use that weaponry against someone, it's bad news for the city.
Let's just hope they don't come after us here, especially when we're vulnerable.
We have enough defense that I think that we will be fine of anything that they can do. The attack against the corporations killed 70% of their workforce. That will ease the strain.
Well, just keep in touch with me.
Very well.
All right. Also, I want you to have this. I'm gonna pull the paper out, the drawing.
Just gonna look at it, smile. Are you sure?
Yeah, if something happens to me,
Takes it. Very well. But make sure nothing happens to you.
you never know. Nowadays, it's getting kind of rough out there. And it's I'm on meds now.
Yes. Make sure to inject yourself before you go.
I just feel like it's only a matter of time.
Well, it may be time to start taking things easier in that case. There are other positions for you that require less cyberware.
Unfortunately, I don't think that taking cyberware off is going to help me at this point. I'll just try not to engage it so much. Maybe that'll help.
Yes, I'd say so.
All right. Well, getting past the dread. I'll see you soon.
Yes. All right, and you start to drive your way north.
Oh, I guess do I inject myself before I drive? Is that what you said?
That's what she said you should do. So if you
Yeah,
are doing that, go ahead and roll the check.
I guess I'll probably do that. So what do I roll? I actually haven't done this yet.
I believe it's a 3d6. We'll double check with the quick reference guide.
Boom. That is
a low roll.
A low roll.
There's also something else that we didn't do last time, but are going to do this time.
Okay.
Roll a resist drugs check.
A resist drugs check?
Mm-hmm.
So it might not have any effect?
Oh, no, it'll have an effect no matter what. That effect will apply. This is to determine addiction.
I have a high tolerance.
Yep. No negative effects occur. You do not feel addicted to the material.
I think that might be my highest roll I have. It's like a 14.
That's not a bad choice of one.
Just worked out that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. So that's 6 temporary humanity?
Yep. Which will degrade with every hour. I think every half hour, actually.
Oh, were you doing something with that right now?
Was I doing something with it?
It's like open on my chart.
What's open?
Humanity.
Oh, no, I wasn't doing anything with it.
Is that something that I need to do towards the mods, or do I just need to keep a conscious awareness of it?
Just keep track of it. You can put it on your token if you want, just like a 6. And like the blue or something.
Okay.
Just whatever way is good for you.
All right, so I guess we'll head to Saul. Better call Saul. No, I'm not gonna call him. I'm just gonna head there.
You drive north. Nope. There we go. You drive north, make your way through Maida Town. You can see as you're going through, there's a lot of dried blood on the ground as you're going by. There's a lot of conflict that has definitely been happening in the area, but the streets are pretty quiet as you're going through.
I will message. God, I can't remember. I will message Remy.
All right.
Just let him know that I'm heading to see Saul.
He replies back, sounds good. I'll be relaxing, or I'll still be recovering here at the apartment.
Sounds good.
All right, you arrive in front of Max Tech.
Did I ever find out what happened to my car?
No. You left it in the middle of the street and then moved on.
Yeah, because it was dead. I assume it was probably destroyed.
And no one has contacted you about it, so it has either been destroyed, impounded, which normally they'd alert you, or it has been stolen.
Probably stolen. All right. Morning.
She looks up. Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
He's waiting for you.
All right. I'll knock on the door.
Come in.
Oh, man. They weren't kidding.
So, actually, you look at him, and he looks completely fine.
Oh, never mind. We'll take that back.
You notice there's no scratches, no bruises. He has a new arm.
So either you recover quickly, or that was all a setup or a cover up.
It would be the latter. The Reapers were holding me. An unexpected twist of fate, but one that I believe I have played to my advantage.
Yeah, I assumed that you probably either wanted to be there or because you would have contacted us by then or by now.
Yes.
At least that's, after I talked to Sark for a minute, that's what we all kind of came together on.
He looks over in the corner. You two talked.
Yeah, old pals.
I see. Well,
Kind of have a lot in common.
I suppose so. Perhaps more than any of us realize. So, you have spent your time assisting New Dawn. I imagine that there's an update on that front.
Well, a big update, Saul, is I've never kept anything from you, so I'm not going to start now. I have my memory back.
I see.
I'm not going to lie, I've had I've been a little shaky here or there. I've seen I've been seeing things occasionally, but I'm on some suppressants now, so
He can see he looks, shuffles at his desk, grabs a pad, flips it over, and pushes it towards you. If that is the case, then there's something that we should talk about.
okay.
If you do undergo cyberpsychosis, then Max Tack will handle you. But you have the option of being put down or of being remade, should that occur.
I look over in the corner.
That is what happened to him. It is also what I had begun to do to Androck, the leader of the Reapers, before his companions busted him out.
So I won't be myself anymore.
Part of you will be missing. Whatever part of you is causing the most stress, the divide between the cyber and the meat, that part will need to be blocked off. If in your case memory is the key to that. And I'm afraid so. You can still do good for the city this way, but you will not be the same man you once were.
Well, I don't think I'll be as good as David, but
He leans
I'll-
back. You know his name.
Oh, I mean Sark.
You know his name.
I've heard of him.
Well, then you can count yourself as one of the few people in this city that know he is still alive, and that is a secret I expect to be kept, even from New Dawn.
I have no reason to tell him.
Good. You were saying.
Well, like I said, I don't think that I would be as powerful or as dangerous as him, but if I could be, I would want to feel like I could help people after if something did happen to me, rather than just be dead.
And if you wouldn't mind signing this in front of you. It portrays everything that might occur, and it is your consent form.
I'll read it.
You can see there's a lot of technical stuff in there, but it is essentially saying, should you, should Alex Shade undergo cyberpsychosis, then you allow yourself to be submitted into this experimental process to try to treat you and to serve max tac from henceforth.
I don't need to roll anything. I kind of just get it, I guess.
Actually makes sense. Roll.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
Roll a bureaucracy check.
Yeah.
To see if there's anything hidden within the lines. You look through. It's a lot of technical jargon. It's not your field of expertise, but it seems pretty standard. If there's anything that's hidden there that might be concern, anything that might be a danger to you by signing this, you're not seeing it.
You've never steered me in the wrong direction, so I think I can trust you at this point. Just as long as we're not trying to push me in that direction too soon. I know that it's probably inevitable.
I will not be encouraging any more cyberware in your system. I will not be pushing you into events that you yourself will refuse to join.
Yeah.
However, soon, maybe sooner than we all would like. There's conflict still brewing in the city, and I believe that the attack that New Dawn attempted on the corporations was only the first step.
I can say this. New Dawn will be. New Dawn's the place that I just came from, right?
Yeah.
Connor? Okay. New Dawn is not planning on doing anything for a while.
From what I heard, there was a significant number of casualties on both sides of the attack. Is that the reason?
There were. It wasn't too bad, but they did lose their leader. So there's new leadership at this time. Or
do you believe her to be a woman of her word?
It hasn't given me any reason not to believe it. And she's kind of in my debt.
Good. So long as she does not think of betraying us, that is all my concern is.
She sees me as someone that she can rely on. So we have that going for us. But from what she said, we're at this point, they're just going to sit back and make sure that nothing happens in this time of them being a little on the downside.
Well, so long as we are able to react, my original plan should still suffice. New Dawn did not fit into my initial belief in how this city would go in these coming days. Them not being there now will make minimal difference.
Yeah, I just kind of was hoping that when the attack happened that it would do a little more than it did, but
there's a reason I have not moved yet. The corporations, despite their greed, they are cunning. And that money allows them to throw their weight around more than you might expect. But more corporations are sinking with each day. I've heard word that the CEO of Healing Hands has fled the city.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. But not here. Took what money he could and ran.
That's not smart. Not right now.
Well, it leads me to be curious as to what other goings-on may be occurring. 2 CEOs have been killed, assassinated. You were there for one of them. They may be worried for their life and believe that they are losing the battle for control. If their stock price is anything to go by, it has dropped considerably since the start of escalation.
Well, you heard about the. You said it was called the Basilisk. That's the tank, right?
Yes.
But you heard about the Basilisk attack.
No. Enlighten me.
In the Badlands?
Barons.
Damn it. Ah. Yeah, in the Barrens.
One moment. See his eyes shimmer. Just kind of sits there for about a minute, just standing still. Eyes shimmering the while. I see. The freedom fighters made an attack against... One second. He pulls up an image on his data pad. I need to make sure that you're seeing the same thing I am. He flips it around, and you can see there's a screenshot taken from presumably the freedom fighter perspective, where you can see there's 2 Asian individuals, one man, one woman, hiding behind a rock, wearing these black visors over their eyes. Roll a knowledge business check. Education would also work.
So just like an education business?
Business or not, or education.
They're both 8. There you go. Yeah. Why don't I know anything? Wait a minute. Why'd that roll low?
What do you mean?
It should be an 8.
Yeah,
oh,
2
no.
plus 6.
Mind. Yeah, 2 plus 6. I see it.
A 10, I'm going to say, is still a pass in this situation. You do recognize, just vaguely, the get-ups that these 2 are wearing. It reminds you of Arasaka, the mega corporation that doesn't exist inside this city.
Huh. That's interesting.
You see Arasaka, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, Akuma Industries came to their rescue. The Basilisk was going to kill them. But then some driver came in. Someone who was wild and capable. Perhaps the same individual who recently escaped the TCPD custody after being arrested for breaking into the Abyss. This brings in a new fold. But if
how crazy could you be to willingly drive towards a basilisk to pick someone up and get out of there?
Yes. Whoever that driver is, they're talented. Worth recruiting if I knew who. Worth recruiting if I could track him down. I realized he wouldn't know who.
Sounds like a gonk to me.
Yeah, you're probably right. But a gonk with talent. But this brings in a new fold. If Arasaka is entering the city, that means that the other corporations, they will be willing to turn on Akuma, rip them apart. I shall send a record of this. One moment. His eyes shimmer again. I've sent it to Tri-X. You will determine what the best course of action to do from there is. You reached out to them about making a deal to help the city, if you recall.
Yeah.
I believe it might be time for us to take that deal. one corporation to work with to help us defeat the others and instill control. And if they refuse to have the better interest of the civilian at mind once everything's done, well, then we only have one enemy as opposed to two. Right, not as opposed to two. I don't know why I said opposed to two. Then we only have one enemy as opposed to the 7 we had earlier.
You want me to do that now?
I've already sent the information to him.
Oh, easy.
Yes. Right now, I think it's best for you to rest up. Make sure that you are ready for what may wait. Ensure that your cyber psychosis symptoms are under control. If you believe that you are still in fact capable of fighting the good fight, I suspect tomorrow, or at latest the day after, I will have some useful information and an attack plan.
All right. We have a deal. We have a plan.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. And thank you for meeting with the Freedom Fighters in the first place to establish a link between me and their leader.
Well, apparently I was a spy before all this, so getting into places and getting along with people, I guess that's something that I do. Gather information.
I'm happy to see that you're doing it for the greater good. Most spies do it for the opposite.
I do it for the city.
And the people of the city.
That's right. So we can move forward.
There's another event happening later today. There's a dummy bank heist going to be occurring. If you hadn't heard, Triax put a group up to it to ensure that the corporations and therefore the civilians' money was all safe. They will be attempting to break into the vault in the Bank of Babylon. Should they succeed, they'll get a massive payday, and the bank's power will crumble significantly. But should they fail, well, at least we know all the money will be safe in one spot.
Who all knows about this?
Everyone. It has been broadcast on TNN.
This is a horrible idea.
If they succeed, or if they don't succeed, then they will put people's concerns at rest, knowing that their money is safe.
But who's keeping other people from jumping in and taking them down and taking the money afterwards?
I suppose that this is all built on the belief that the Bank of Babylon's safe is exactly as it is described. Unbreakable. Besides, there will be TCPD, security, and public coverage. If someone tries to do anything, it will be captured on camera.
I might swing by and take a look at that.
If you wish, it will be broadcast on live news.
I guess I could just watch it from home. I plan on going back to, even though it's kind of crappy right now, I go back to mine and Remy's apartment.
Very well. You're also welcome to stay at New Dawn should you wish.
Had to get out of there for a little bit. It was, every day I'm there, I feel like I remember something new, and that might not be good.
I understand.
Well, I guess I'll go watch that on the broadcast then.
I'll be watching as well. Should something go wrong, I assure you I'll be quick to react.
Yeah. Keep me in touch, or keep me posted.
Of course.
I'll be in touch. All right. See you later.
Goodbye.
And as I'm walking out, I'm gonna look over in the corner and just give a little nod, and then walk out.
All right.
Davey. All right. Well, that was quick.
Well,
have a good day.
You as well. All right, you heading straight back to the apartment?
Ooh. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, Control V, not Control C.
Yeah, I guess I'll head there.
Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? The slop.
First order of business when I become president. We're changing the name. It's not gonna be the slop no more.
All right, move you to the back. All right, you park. Fucking Christ, you park the bike.
You piked the bike.
It has been a hard day for words with me.
It's all right.
The Star Wars section earlier was not any easier.
Is this a nice car?
No, that's like a taxi cab.
Oh.
So, I mean, yeah, it's nice.
For a taxi cab.
Yeah.
All right, so immediately just gonna kind of take a good look around, make sure that I'm not being watched.
Or perception. All right, as you look around, you can see that there's someone who climbs into this vehicle right there. And they immediately start to drive off. As they get right there, you can see there's a number of real colorful individuals in there.
Do they care that I'm walking by?
They do not eye you in the slightest. They're talking amongst themselves with paying no attention to you. But that's the only thing you see of note.
And I've never seen those guys here before.
No. Trying to think if you might have recognized any of them. I don't think so. Make your way in. Almost on cue as you get to the elevator, as you can tell it is still you can still tell it's still disabled, not been fixed. You hear or you receive a message with a download from Remy.
I'll just stop walking for a minute and open it up.
Let's see, it's the message reads, "Hey, figured this might be useful if you're coming back here." And you can see it is a program to automatically turn on and off the elevator as you're entering and exiting.
Cool. I'll ping it and then hop in.
All right.
And I'll message Remy as I'm heading up. Don't shoot.
Opens up. See the door opens. He pops his head out. Gotcha. Welcome back.
When I get to the top, I'll turn it off. That's nifty.
I figure it's better than me keeping my watch out here the whole time.
The neighbors have that access too?
Yep. At least one of them. The other one I'm still not entirely sure if I trust.
Well, here we are.
Yeah. Hear that Saul's back?
Yeah. I was went to check on.
Yeah, you went to check. You said that.
That's all right. He was not as bad looking as the TV portrayed, or as the broadcast portrayed.
Oh yeah. Like, how much better are we talking about? Like a cover up, or
like it just looked like it didn't happen.
Well, medicine's good. Ain't that good. That man knows what he's doing. I'll tell him that. I'll tell you that much.
He's supposed to be getting in touch with us either today or tomorrow about a new game plan.
Oh boy. That should be fun.
But for now, I'm gonna put my hand on the couch and just kind of like sling my feet over and like land on the seat, and then like kind of lean back, kick my feet up. I say we watch this new broadcast about to come on about the bank heist.
All right, I was already planning on watching it. Guess our neighbor is one of the guys involved.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just flip it on.
Turn on. You can see them arriving at the destination. Let's say a little bit of time has passed. And then they arrive at the destination. You can see 4 people climb out of the vehicle. One really big, burly dude in a red jacket. He seems like a heck of a fighter, kind of a ruthless guy. One of them is a black woman. He can tell she has a lot of cyberware done on her. Eyes that are like very crystal blue. I think that's right. Let me double check actually. Make sure I'm not lying. Yeah. Okay. Thought that was a distinct part of her. There's another one which. No, you wouldn't know her. You can see she's a very beautiful looking woman with dyed pink hair, pink and blue. And the other one you can see, you recognize to be the man who did the work on you back when you were working for Mad Mod. You know, it's Gregory Geiger.
Well, I recognize one of them at least.
Yeah, it's the regular looking bloke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a neighbor.
Why would he be there? Wait. He lives here?
Yeah.
I thought he lived in his little shack down the street.
No, it's just his place of business, from what I understand.
This whole time. Small world.
Yeah, small world. Yeah.
Why would he be there? Isn't he just a ripper doc?
It could be. Might just be there for medical security. In case something goes wrong, be able to fix him up right on the spot. If I was doing the job, that's what I'd do it for. Still, they should have brought a real netrunner with them. Looking at that girl. You can tell he's talking about the girl with the crystal blue eyes. Nah, she ain't up to snuff.
Oh yeah. Kind of overshadowed by the one in the pink.
She's pretty. But trust me, she's not the kind of girl you want to tell your secrets to. Of course, if you want to tell your secrets to her, she's available for hire.
What do you mean by that?
You ever been down to CTNA? Cooch Tits and Ass?
I can't say that I have, Remy.
All right, don't look at me like that, you know?
Have you?
Yeah. Who doesn't love using a joy toy every now and then? We all got our de-stress. Trust me, you could use some de-stressing. If you're, still having worries about everything going on, that might be the ticket.
Like last time I tried to de-stress with something that you recommended, I ended up losing some more of my humanity.
All right, you got a fair point with that one, but trust me, the babes there, they know what they're doing.
So wait, why would she be doing this?
That is a great fucking question.
It feels like they just picked a group of randos.
Maybe she's there to seduce the guards.
Is this... Are they actually... So they're actually trying to do this. It's not just like a phony heist thing at all. They're actually trying to do this.
Yeah, the whole thing's meant to be set up so the guards will know, but they'll play along, only act as like something weird's, like if something weird's going down, only then will they actually act on it. It's meant to imitate a real-life bank heist. Bank of Babylon's more than happy to show off how secure all of our money is. And hey, I don't know about you, I just put in a nice deposit. I'm going to be happy to know that it's not going anywhere.
I don't remember the last time I got paid.
Oh, one wasn't from Max Stack payment. Been doing some side work, basic net running, basic programming.
Well, I haven't really had much use for it. For Eddie's anyway.
That's fair. We got right now, nice little time. But seriously, that girl, name's Bubblegum if I remember. Great. Great girl. Of course, if you're into more of the exotic type, I'd try Hypoxia. Of course, Catty if you're looking for exotic. You like cat girls?
How many times have you know what?
I
Never mind.
haven't been with all of them. I've seen the catalog, though. I know it's available.
Man, you're something else.
Trust me, you need to de-stress. Go on down there. It's nothing to worry about.
Just gonna kick back. You know what? This is de-stress enough.
Need a beer?
You know what? Yeah. I think we could do that.
Goes to the fridge, grabs a couple, hands you one. Cheers. Clink.
Link. I need to roll a resist.
Yeah, you will. I'll have him roll one too.
I guess it would be a resist drug torture.
Yep.
Didn't affect me at all.
Oh no, you it is like water to you. He also has no issues with it. Alright, let's see how this goes. You can see there's Mitch Michaels there, alongside Miss Madness Alice. We're going to be covering everything as it's going on. Be sure to follow along. We can see whether or not all of our investments are truly safe with Babylon. As Frank... I forgot his last name. As Frank Taggart always likes to say they are. So he starts going through the heist. Obviously, you have the metagame that the players here, so I'm not running through it every bit by bit. But essentially, films in, the camera's following them the whole time. They go in, a couple of people sit down, a couple of them start feigning being customers. The guy, the big guy, you can tell he's kind of like trying to do it, but he's being very stern about it. He's just like, hey, shut up. Shut the fuck up and just stand there for a moment. Look pretty for me. Talking to the bank teller doing that. And that's obviously, you can tell, causing some real concern going on. Eventually, you can see she goes to reach for a button. And as that happens, he goes to pull out his gun. But as soon as he points it to her, you can tell the button has already been hit. A silent alarm has been triggered. You can tell that pops up on TNN, and Mitch turns to the camera. All right, we now have confirmation the silent alarm has been triggered. Let's see what they can do as we go and watch the bodyguard, or watch security over there. You can see as they, through kind of a heavily tinted glass, they go to move out. The door doesn't open. And at that moment, everyone begins to rush in, pulling out guns, holding a couple of the bank tellers hostage and pushing deeper into the bank, leaving one of them behind to watch. As it appears whatever they've done, they've managed to lock the door remotely. Strange. Pushes on deeper in. There's minimal security as it's going through the hallways, taking out cameras here and there, until they eventually arrive at the bank vault. He goes, all right, this is where it's going to get good. Let's see whether this netrunner's worth her stuff. They're essentially waiting there as she's going through. A minute goes by. Mitch is going to explain to the camera. Netrunning is a very difficult process, something which is normally only done by corporations, of course. We do know that there are those more dangerous and illegal few who like to tamper with security on their own right. Of course, we discourage anything like that, so if you're ever considering a career in that, make sure you join a corporation. Otherwise, the TCPD will come after you.
I'm gonna elbow him. Not yet.
Well, I was working for a corporation for some time. You remember.
Gotta forget.
Yeah. Eventually, you can see the woman. She goes, "All right, there we go. I'm in." You see the bank door doesn't budge at all. There's a thick clinking sound, a ka-thunk on the other end, but nothing happens. You can see they begin to panic. She's going on and on about how she succeeded. She definitely broke through. She planted the virus. She got through all of their security. The vault should be open. Jackal goes, "Fine, we're going to Plan B." I said the guy's name. They introduced them. The guy's name is Jackal.
Okay.
Her name was the Netrunner girl's name was Calypso.
Calypso.
So you recognize that to be the other Calypso, as you knew there were two.
Oh, that's interesting. Now I know that that's the other Calypso.
Yeah. And she always tries to poke holes in my security whenever I've tried to make anything. But no. Yeah, look at her. Look how she's doing right now. Yeah, it serves you right, bitch.
So, you know more about this than I do. She said that she's got it, but it's not opening. I guess that means that the vault really isn't openable.
That's the question there. And right now, he gestures to what's going on. You can see Jackal right there. He's putting on the C4. You can do anything you can to detonate it. That vault's not going anywhere. That's not going to be budged by that kind of an explosive.
You have to wonder if this whole vault thing is just a decoy.
It could be.
Like if they have the money actually somewhere else, and that's just this whole vault doesn't even have a way to open at all.
That's something. Netrunners online, some of the people I talk to, they've theorized ideas like that. Almost all of our currency is digital now. You don't really need a physical storage anymore. I mean, ever since the gold standard was whipped away by the government, back before they fucking collapsed, you really don't need physical currency. Some people still like to do it, and I mean, it's great at CTNA, but
So what do you think's back there? Like actual physical currency, or like some or like some software?
I don't know. Could be nothing back there. It might just be an empty room.
Or a wall.
If she succeeded in breaking through the vault's security, and the vault didn't open, the only thing I can think of is the vault just doesn't open and it is a decoy. Or it opens from somewhere else.
They heard a click, or there was a click.
Mm-hmm.
So something's happening.
You can see, I also meant to say, as that happened, an alarm system triggers. That's when he resorts to putting on the plastic explosive. It'd be interesting.
This is definitely their downfall right here. I give them 2 minutes tops.
They move out of the room, detonate the explosive, go back in. You can tell there's no damage done to the door. They freak out, they panic, and at that moment, they kind of resign themselves. They walk back through the hallways, see that Bubblegum, who was left to watch guard over the bank tellers that they were holding hostage, she has her hands up, security is broken out of the room, and they just have their guns pointed at them. Jackal resigns, just, fuck. All right, you got us.
Told you.
I good thing we didn't make a bet on it. Still, ambitious. What I would give to go after that money. Of course, if I did it, I'd do the entire thing net running. But 2 data fortresses. I mean, Akuma had 2 data fortresses. I don't know too many other people that do.
What if we did go after the money?
You're talking big right there. We get caught, that's life in prison. Life in the abyss. Which, I mean, hey, it's not as secure as it was. But something tells me they're going to be taking things a lot more strictly over there.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're really We have fake IDs, man. I mean,
They'll still recognize our faces. We could always do face sculpting. If we get that money, Saul would come after us unless we make sure it's in his control.
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Take a small cut ourselves, give most of it over to him. He looks to you. I mean, it's risky, but it's got a shot to work.
I mean, we always have a fallback plan of going back to New Dawn. They won't know that we left and we went there.
That's true. As long as we don't get caught by security on the way out. And, I mean, they're spread thin as it is. The guy who broke into the Abyss got out of the prison. Fuck it. I'm down.
So, what do we need to do first?
Well, let me see what I can do here. Let me see if I can reach out, contact any... See if I can reach out to Calypso there. If I can figure out exactly what went wrong with her, then that would help us figure out exactly what was going down.
It's worth a shot. But this is live, so man, I don't know. It's a fake heist though. So are they just gonna be? I mean, everyone knows it's a fake heist, so they're just gonna be like, "All right, you got us," and just let them go.
Well, let's watch and see. And essentially, that's exactly what happens. They lead them out, send them on their way. Frank Taggart gives a speech. He says, well, everyone, as you can see, your money is secure, the bank is secure, and despite the valiant efforts of this group of talented ne'er-do-wells,
Talented.
everything is exactly as it should be. So, thank you for participating in today's heist. He does in quotes. Here is your prize for contributing to the security and to help making sure that the city is safe. Gives them each some money, and he walks into the bank. Turns back to Mitch Michaels. He says, there you have it, folks. We'll turn you back to Toddy Talaloco for the rest of the news today.
That's exactly what they wanted to happen.
It could be. It could have been also a test. If they failed to get through but figured out where they went wrong, they could be doing another real heist later.
Or we will.
Or we will.
It's best to take advantage of it while we can.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'll reach out to her. Give me a minute. I shimmer. She told me to wait. Said she'd reach back out here in like an hour.
What are we gonna do for an hour? I know what we can do. I'm gonna head over to the fridge. Grab a couple more brewskis.
All right. Down the hatch. Resist drugs.
Got that 20.
I saw the 20. I thought it was the one I rolled earlier. Both doing just fine. Watching just whatever's on in the background, talking as time's going, unless there's anything you're trying to talk about specifically right now.
Nope, just chilling with my homies.
All right.
With my chooms.
With your chooms. All right, just shooting the shit. About an hour goes by. Zai shimmer. Second. You bitch. It was a fake. So it's exactly it was a test. They're going to be going back in tomorrow to do the real heist.
Yeah.
I'm invited. Want me to see if you are too? With a man of muscle?
I mean, why not? But we need to make sure that we conceal who we are.
Mm. And don't worry, she knows me by my my digital handle, so she doesn't know my actual my Remy name. Beyond that, we could do face sculpting. If we're that concerned about covering our identities, then go back to who we are, or save the face sculpting for later. In case we get caught.
I guess we could.
Last resort, I think that should be. But it's an option.
We could do face sculpting after, if need be.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me see if you're good. I shimmer. Huh. Pulls out his agent. Rings. Opens it up and hands it to you.
Hello?
Hey. Name's Jackal. Heard you were watching me on TV.
Yeah, I saw y'all.
So you think that you're the muscle? Capable of coming in here backing us up?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt for me to help you. Not like, I mean, I saw you. I'm not like you, but I can help.
You know what? I'm interested in the help. Tomorrow night we're doing a dummy heist, or we're doing the real heist. Gonna be at night, just before midnight. You down?
Sounds good.
Good. But I need to know that you can actually do the muscle. So, what legendary feats have you accomplished in this city? Give me something to back up your name, something to show who you are, to show that you are worth it.
Can Remy hear this?
You can tell that he is linked into the call, so he is hearing things.
I'll look over at him. He kind of like shrug, like,
I think for a second. He's going to send a text to himself so you can see it appear on the agent. It's going to say, "Escape Takuma?" Question mark.
I infiltrated Akuma. Was worked there for a while, undercover, and escaped. Or they found out about me, and I was able to escape alive.
I've heard about some escapee from Akuma recently. You really saying that's you?
One of them.
All right, I'm interested. Next thing's the cut. That Ripper Duck that we were with, he's out, no longer contributing, doesn't want to be part of a real heist.
Yeah, he's kind of a square. I've met him before.
Well, good riddance to bad trash. That's how the saying goes, right?
Something like that. Close enough.
So the question is cut. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 on my end. 2 more of you coming in. No issues with splitting this evenly 6 ways?
I don't see why not.
Are you lying right now? Do you have a plan forming in your mind to screw them out of the money?
Not yet.
So when you say that, are you being honest with splitting it 6 ways sounds good? Or otherwise I'm going to have you roll a deception.
I think at this point I'm being genuine, but after the conversation I may have a conversation with Remy about it.
All right. Tomorrow, 11 p.m. Side alley of the Bank of Babylon. Repeat it back to me.
Tomorrow, side alley, 11 p.m.
Good. Calypso has a word to say to Remy here, as I'm sure he's listening in. She says... Sorry, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to adjust that slightly. I'm just going to take that back. I was going to do an insult. I'm just going to take it all back.
All right.
Let's put Remy back on the line. Just him.
I'm gonna hand him the
agent.
Yes.
Takes it, puts it down. And tell that bitch we'll see tonight. Hangs up. 6 ways?
You know, he said it, and at first I was like, "Oh, okay," but then I don't know. I don't really know these guys.
They might try and screw us out of the money too.
Yeah, if that was the case, it'd be 2 on 4.
That's they're trying to screw each other out as well.
But you know, we do have max 6 suits. Who's to say we don't take the money, call the cops as we're taking the money, jump out the back alley, put those suits on and walk out, not even knowing it's us.
So, wait for them to do the job. Assist them as necessary up to that point. Don Max Tack. Take them down while they're not suspecting it. Or take them down while they're not suspecting it, then Don Max Tack. Get them arrested. Keep the money for ourselves. That's what you're saying? And Max Tack, of course. Ourselves and Max Tack.
Yeah. I think we have a plan going on here. If we can get the money, trap them, I think we got something going on here. The only problem we have here at this point, though, is that they'll know it was us and they'll turn us in saying that we were a part of it.
You got a point there. But Max Tack's got more power than the TCPD. Well, he said that this was an operation, pass it on to Saul, tell him the information in advance. He could probably cook up something to make sure that there's no issue.
So you're saying we should let him know about it beforehand?
Taking everyone's money away might screw over Saul's plans. I think it'd be prudent of us to make sure that he's aware.
Especially if they succeed. This way we know that it's happening. We've got a foot in it. Or it's not a foot. We got a hand in it. So if it does happen, we can steer it where it needs to go. Into Saul's.
And if things go wrong, we can make sure that we have a Max Tack deployment at the ready to back us up.
Okay. Let's do that. Let me call him now.
All right.
You want to join in?
Yeah. He's just gonna pull out his agent, hand it to you.
I'm gonna call him.
Yes. What is it, Montague?
Hey, it's Alex.
I see that. I'm here too. What's this about?
You saw the heist.
Yes. Resounding failure on all counts.
Obviously, a dummy vault.
Perhaps.
We just got in touch with the team.
Yes.
There's a plan in motion.
For a real heist?
For a real heist. So, being the spy that I am, we've found a way to include ourselves in it, just in case they're able to succeed. This is me letting you know this so that if they do succeed, we can let you know, and you can maybe send a force of Max Tech over. We could get the money, put it in your hands, and they'll never be none the wiser.
Fascinating. I think that this may work out very nicely for our plans. I think that is a brilliant idea. Congratulations to the both of you. Once that money is in my hands, I can ensure money to civilians is distributed back to them. Known criminals, a minor amount to ensure that they are directed to authorities, and to corporations, nothing. With this, we may even get away from our dependency on Tri-X right out the gate. Yes.
Check in, check.
I'll ensure the max stack deployment is ready. When is the operation?
Tomorrow at 11.
Fantastic. Make sure that you are well rested. You'll have a big day tomorrow.
Will do.
Once again, excellent job.
I'm gonna hang up.
All right. See, now this is what I love, playing for the winning team.
I just love having something to do.
You got a good point there. Well, you heard him. I think it's time for us to get some early rest.
Yeah. And make sure we're all loaded up tomorrow.
Yeah. So tomorrow morning? We're looking to do that right now.
Oh, I'm already loaded up. I just gotta make sure that, yeah, I'm gonna pop open my grenade launcher spot. Oh, here it is. It pops back in. Good to go.
All right. I'll make sure I get a program running to assist me inside the inside net run tomorrow, should that be necessary. Tomorrow I'll get myself loaded up on any physical hardware I need.
Well, so there'll be two of you net running. Is that something that normally happens during one of these kind of things?
It would happen more often than not in a corporation setting. Normally, breaking into something, you only get one really good net runner. Two, so long as she and I can work cohesively. Or competitively. I think it can work out.
It's either that or you work on the vault and she works on the security.
I know, so good work. Split us up. I can discuss everything tomorrow. Figure out exactly what the plan is.
All right, we'll do that.
All right.
I'm going to flip off the TV and head into the room.
All right, and you can see he's working on the computer. And you make your way to bed?
Yeah.
All right, and you fall asleep. You wake up in the morning, first night in your fancy new crib.
Yeah.
Giant
body.
bed, new
My new
body.
face. I'll wake up. Probably the best I've felt in months, weeks even. Wait, that was opposite. Months, weeks. But I'll kind of sling my feet over, sit on the edge of the bed, go into my little, dresser, pull out one of my bottles, and take a morning swig of some vodka.
All right. Do you have control of that token?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start the morning off right. Hop up. Get my morning routine. Like roll my handgun check.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's my favorite check to do. Where is it? Ranged weapon. Handgun. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
right in the bowl.
Yeah. Making that nice splash that just completely sounds out everything, or what am I saying? Drowns out everything.
And then I'll test out this brand new shower for the first time.
All right.
Clean
There's
up.
no warm up time. It's just immediately straight to hot.
Oh gosh, that's perfect. I feel so spoiled. Okay.
Yeah, it feels a little weird on your new skin, but not in a bad way, just different.
Or just starts melting. Fuck. Yeah. Hop out the shower. I'll walk around with no clothes on. As the man of the house. And then I want to make myself some breakfast.
All right, roll a wildlife survival check.
All right. Hey.
There's also, I don't know, I'm popping up on this token to look.
It's not bad.
All right. It's nothing, fantastic, but the quality of the food is great. Better than you've had in a long, long time.
Yeah. And it tastes better knowing I made it myself.
Yeah, exactly. It's total bullshit.
That sweet self-accomplishment. I'm actually going to go walk, take my breakfast onto the couch, and turn the news on while I eat.
All right. As you turn it on, you are going to see what's today?
Here, I can check my notes. Today is the 12th. It's the 12th day. I don't know what the date is. Just the 12th day. It would be the 12th. Because this was the day I was supposed to be on the job with.
Yeah, Wednesday the 12th. Let me close out of something here 1 second.
Look at me remembering the date. I'm just a good player. Flashbang.
Okay, yeah, it's Wednesday, so it's Toddy.
Toddy.
So, I'm gonna say you slept in a little bit. Is your first time in the new place?
Hell yeah.
Well, folks, if you haven't heard the news, let's get you up to speed. TCPD has secured Town. The hills are currently being held by the Yamaguchi boys, though I'm still not exactly sure if you can say safe in the hands of the Yamaguchi boys. Just another criminal gang, so, taking the best of which world exactly? Anyway, that's not my focus. How about we focus on some of the bigger news today, such as the TCPD's failure to keep that gonk who did the hit and run on me behind the bars, already out on the streets. If you see this man and it pops up with your old face, be sure to report it to the TCPD so that way they can immediately investigate it.
Is it like better quality now?
Yes.
Oh,
it's now like your ID picture.
Yeah.
Well, but in more important news, if you haven't heard, Saul the Psycho back in action. Looked a little worse for wear. Scratches, bruises, cyberware arm completely ripped off. But he said he's going to be back ready to help this city and that we can rest easier knowing that he's back. Which I don't know about you folks. Personally, I'm going to be resting a lot easier. What else could go wrong now that we're here?
Foreshadowing.
In a more optimistic note, don't forget, we're going to have Mitch Michaels along with Miss Madness, Alice, covering the story later today involving the bank heist, the dummy bank heist, just to put the test, see if all of our money's truly safe at the Bank of Babylon. I'm not too worried. Something tells me if our money wasn't safe, they wouldn't need to put on a show to prove it to us. Well, that's all, folks. Not too much more to contribute right now. Hopefully everything's going by completely smoothly. And if you need don't forget, if you need to buy some cyberware, Akuma's still offering their deals. And if you need a place to go that's safe, go into one of their cyberware clinics. Get yourself some gear, some defense, some food and water. They're offering it all. Now for a word from our sponsors. Get some metal for your meat. Nakuma.
Whoa. There's kids watching this, man.
And shortly after it cuts to commercials, you receive a call.
I'll look who it is.
Did I say who was calling you in the note?
In the note?
In the direct message to you earlier?
No.
No, okay, you're being called, okay. You see it's a call from Hijack.
Is there a way to tell like who he's calling? If it's Chuck Murray or if it's
Yes, he is calling Chuck.
Chuck. I'll answer it.
Hello, Chuck. It is my understanding that you have refused the call to join in the heist being performed alongside Jackal.
Correct. Not
That
ready
is-
at the moment.
And that is still the case?
If you want the wanted man on with you, I don't think I should.
Well, you'd be the driver. Behind tinted windows, wouldn't be getting out. Your face wouldn't be shown. At least it shouldn't be, unless they truly mess things up. But I have already discussed that with Mr. Grimes. And I have now learned that he is working in tandem with you based on your spectacular services. I referred to him. Yeah, I referred to him before calling you, and he believes you should be best staying off of this job as well. But I just wanted to ensure that this was your decision, not Mr. Grimes.
Well, thanks for checking up.
No need to worry. We will go with our backup driver. Rest up, Chuck. From what I understand, you're going to have a busy few days ahead of you.
Well, I'll do my best.
Hangs up.
I didn't call him sir this time. Fuck you. My ego. Nah, okay.
Not too
Stop.
long passes. You get another call. This time from Axel Stone. Though in your phone, it's from in your phone it's listed as Kaczynski.
Okay. I'll answer it.
Hello, Mr. Mr. I forgot the name. Mr. Tong.
It was Tracer Tong.
So, Mr. Tong, I am calling to inform you that the larger forces will be brought in 2 days to deal with the New Dawn issue. You are aware of the other job that was going on, aren't you?
What?
Wait, okay, did I not talk about that in the past?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to reword that then. Say, so Mr. Tong, I'm informing you that there's another job in 2 days. We're escorting another force of Arasaka into the city, this time a battalion. They're going to be handling New Dawn and ensuring corporate supremacy. Your job, and I will be joining you once again, at least as of this moment, that's what I plan to do. We will be escorting them. We will be using a larger vehicle, either one that they are providing or that we are. I have not yet determined. Are you adequate in driving large vehicles?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. I will see you in 2 days.
All right.
He hangs up.
Okay. So we're escorting Arasaka. Take down New Dawn. Okay. Just make sure I have that right. Oh shit! I thought it was about to be like smooth sailing. Oh shit! All right.
Still got some jobs ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll kick my feet up on the couch and keep eating this breakfast.
All
I'm
right.
like done with at this point.
There's nothing else until much, much later in the day here that I have. So if there's anything you're looking to do, now's the time to do it. Otherwise, we'll just pass along.
I'll say like just for some flavor, Chuck would have like put that little rubber duck on top of like his bed that I got from the old house.
Oh, right.
Yep. Other than that, I'm just in my thoughts for the rest of the day.
I'm just going to make a note about that rubber duck just so I don't forget.
Cool. I was thinking about like keeping it on my person as like a good luck charm, but just a little memorial because I don't know what the fuck happened to them.
All right. Anything else you're doing? Or are you just spending the day relaxing, taking it easy?
Just relax, get my health back. Hopefully.
Yep. All right. Yeah. As nothing happens, you feel as though you're getting boosted. A good night's rest is going to get you back up, maybe to full health again. So you go and you make your way. You climb your way into bed.
Okay.
Eventually, you fall asleep. Roll a perception check.
$16's not bad.
But it's not good enough.
Damn it.
So essentially, you hear, as the night's going on, your sleep is going through. Until eventually, you hear a slamming on the door in your place. And you hear, as you're slowly waking up, you can recognize Remy. That cocksucking motherfucker! Oh, fucking take all my money, will you? And you're still waking up as this is happening. So take all my money, will you? Oh, I'm gonna fucking show you what happened. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. By the way, I work with Max Tech. Don't worry. Hey, they're exchanging some information. You can't make all of it out through the door. He goes, yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna get the gonk who fucking stole our money.
Just gonna like check my check my messages. He ain't said nothing to me. What the hell's going on?
You see nothing, but you do see a bank alert. Knowing that there's been a withdrawal from your account.
Oh. All of it?
You look, you can see your eddies are zeroed out.
Did I have any eddies at the time? I don't even remember.
I think you did.
Like, I remember I gave a lot of them away.
That is true.
Where is that even located on the page?
Under Armor. Cash and ammo.
Oh man, I had 2,720. Now it's 0.
So essentially, you've been woken up by Remy storming out.
Oh, what the fuck? I'm gonna message him. Hey! I thought the heist was tomorrow.
Are you calling him or messaging him?
Messaging him.
Yeah, a moment later, you get a message back. Yeah, that's what I fucking thought too. I'm gonna go get some fucking answers, and I'm gonna start working on finding this jackal prick. There's a follow-up message that happens shortly after that. In case you aren't aware, it's not just us. Every motherfucker's money who I can tell has been taken.
So I'm gonna call him.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's now we don't have a bank heist. We need to go find them.
Yep. So I'm going to figure out exactly where this man's going, where he likes to lay low, and the second I know about that, I'm telling you, I'm telling Saul, and we're going to kill this motherfucker.
All right, well, let me know.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to go make a deal.
Keep me posted.
He goes and makes his way out.
I'm just gonna lay back on the bed. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over. It's not like I was using those eddies anyway.
And you fall back to sleep, focusing on resting up and healing the remaining of your health. Roll perception check.
Oh boy, my favorite. I'm gonna spend 4 points on this.
All right.
It's the end of the session. Might as well. Oh, might not be if I roll well. 4 points on this. 22.
All right. You're deep in sleep, but you get woken up. As you can tell, there's a constant ringing on your agent of someone calling.
I don't know. Looks to see who's calling.
You see it's Jackal. You realize the time? It's about 11 p.m.
He'll answer it. Yeah?
Hey. Happy to see you're awake at this hour.
I wasn't. What is it, Jackal?
I just wanted to let you know, for joining us in the dummy heist, I decided to leave you better than most people in this city. Be sure to look at your bank. And good luck in the coming days. Hangs up.
It's just like, it takes him a second to like, what the hell is he talking about? And then he finally opens up the account.
You see you only have 1,000 eddies in your account.
That rat bastard actually fucking did it.
Someone begins to stir awake. What's going on?
Nothing. Just I'll tell you about it in the morning. You go back to sleep. It's all right.
Okay. And you also hear, kind of as this is going through your mind, keeping you awake, worrying about the possibilities of what this might incur, you hear, with your perception check, something slam against a wall. Not your wall, but you can tell it's coming from down the hall.
It's gonna calmly get up and just kind of step out. He's gonna have his gun ready, but gonna check out in the hallway.
As you look out, you see no one at all. Just the rotting corpse beginning to smell in the corner.
He's going to kind of close the door behind him as he said, "Everyone okay out here?"
And as he's saying that, you can just hear, through the wall, a very muffled, "You motherfucker! You promised me that money and now my account's empty. Where the fuck are my eddies?"
Is that coming from here or like left or right?
Left.
Okay, so Montague's room. Gregory's actually going to kind of just wait outside for the shouting to eventually kind of die down, or him to come outside.
You can hear it continues to shout, just, "Where's my money? How the fuck does this happen?" Until finally he does eventually emerge. You can tell he has a look of rage on his face. You can tell as he comes out, he's surprised to see you, as he's holding a helmet in his hand, and you recognize the gear that he's wearing aside from the helmet, as well as the helmet itself, but it's not on his head. You recognize it as Max Tac gear.
He's never had Max Tech stuff on before.
Nope. Stops out, he looks at you. "Hey."
You too?
"Yeah."
Fuck. Drained our fucking account too.
"You know what's going on?"
I think so.
"Please, enlighten me. Otherwise I'm gonna go fucking kill someone outside."
You might have somewhere to direct that. So that job I did earlier was doing a mock bank heist. I'm sorry, what was the name of the bank again? I forgot.
Bank of Babylon.
The Bank of Babylon. It was supposed to just be to showcase that the place is unbreachable. You can't get in. Then the same team that I was with was talking about busting into the place for real. I didn't think nothing of it. They fucked up the first time. Figured they'd just fuck up again. I think they actually fucking did it.
So that was you on TV. I saw the after action report. You weren't on it much. So you telling me it was Jackal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly where I'm going. Thanks.
Just be careful, man.
You transfer something, you can hear a ding on your agent. I put a virus inside the system. Allow me to have remote access to the elevator. Come and go at your leisure now.
All right.
Puts on
if you
the helmet.
find that guy, so if you find him, put an extra one in him for me.
You can't fucking do. Puts it on, the helmet on, storms out of the building. Anything you're doing?
And just kind of sitting there letting that kind of rush kind of wear off. And he's gonna just go back in, sit down, probably turn on the news.
You can see thought he would be asleep by now. It should be asleep. You might see the person that you just saw. Let me double check something. You can see the woman who was there with Mitch during the heist. You can see that she is now giving the report. "Hello, everyone. Miss Madness is here. Back with an hour of madness in our late night shows. Madness is the fitting title for what has occurred tonight. As you all know, we had the bank heist that occurred today. It was a failure. We saw everything that failed, but apparently it might not have been as much of a failure as we thought. Everyone has had their bank accounts drained from what we can tell. Every single person here at TNN. Every person who we have called to interview. And according to stock prices Every corporation has had their stocks reduced to zero and completely frozen. Every account has been zeroed out. Whoever the perpetrators are, I'd wager it's those who we saw on television today, or someone who saw the footage and believed that they could best the system. We'll be sure to have more for you as soon as we find it out. In the meantime, do your best not to panic. Relax, stay indoors. There are safeguards for this in the city. Order will be restored. But if you panic, it will only worsen the situation. If you are someone who does not live in the Ascent, I would wager things are about to get very dicey for you. As people will get desperate if this is not remedied immediately, conflict will occur. What we had with the power outage that occurred in the New Dawn attack, it will be amplified. The criminals that have not been taken by the TCPD and replaced into the Abyss, they will be the ones running the streets. Make sure that you are armed and capable of defending yourself. Hopefully we can have everything restored before tomorrow's over. That's all that's meaningful. That's said.
Debating something. Sorry. I'm just thinking about the best way to go. If this is something I should go through with, and the best way to do it. Basically, because now I'm very obviously going to be suspect to this, as I was in the group before, debating if it's better for me to just kind of go to the police at this point, to kind of get ahead of them, kicking down my door, thinking that I've got some amount of money that they stole from this. Yeah, all right. He's gonna wake up Emily and Ezekiel.
Yeah. Yes.
I've got some rather bad news. I was gonna wait till morning, but this is really serious. The people that I was out there with today, I believe they went back to the bank and actually broke in. They've drained most of the bank accounts across the city. They were kind enough to leave us with 1,000 eddies. We had over 7,000 in there.
You can see that her face just kind of goes pale.
Now, because nobody really knows what happened, it's very likely I'm going to be suspect to this, because I was helping them out before. So I think that the best course of action is for me to go to the police ahead of them coming to look for me, to try and set this straight.
Are you sure that's best? You know how those people are.
It's either that, or when they come looking, they just kick down the door and take me away whenever.
Will things be restored? Our money?
They're hoping, they're working on finding whoever did this, but I have a very strong feeling I know who it is, and I can at least point them in the right direction, and hopefully get them off my back for any kind of thought of I was involved in this.
She just kind of falls back into the chair behind her. Okay. I get it. I'll take care of Mom.
Hopefully I'll be back soon, and hopefully all this settles down. But
yeah,
he's going to leave his firearm here you guys, who knows what's going to happen while people are scrambling for money, and if I'm not here, you guys are going to want this just in case. If I'm with the police, hopefully they'll be able to take care of
you don't
anything.
need to worry about that. He reaches behind him. Before I went to the Reapers, I made sure to get myself one.
Gotcha. He's gonna pick the gun back up and holster it. Again, I'm gonna lock up the elevator before I go. He's gonna send the same thing to Ezekiel to be able to unlock it.
Okay.
And just don't let anyone in that you weren't expecting. Our neighbor over here, he also has that same command to come in, so he'd be the only person that should be coming and going. But I don't know when he's going to be back.
Okay. I'll be ready.
Understood. I love both of you. Hopefully I'll see you with any luck tomorrow.
Yeah. You too. See, she just is stunned, silent.
He's going to go.
All right, you make your way down. As you, let me make it nighttime actually. As you go by the bar, you hear a commotion inside. It's like, what do you mean I'm declined? You know what I'm good for. What the hell's going on here? You hear another voice. Yeah, me too. Oh, are you taking our money? Is this a scam? What's going on here? You intervening or doing anything?
He'll poke his head in.
You poke your head in and see that this one's there. She's just kind of, I don't know what's going on. If you got money, you got money. But according to my systems, you don't have any money. Your accounts are being rejected. I can't give you any more booze. I said, listen, I know I had 300 eddies in my account added this morning. I haven't spent it on anything. Give me my fucking booze.
If I could for a moment.
The fuck do you
have to assume there's a television in here, right? Most bars usually have a television just set up.
Yeah.
May want to check the news, but I'll give you the rundown. Bank of Babylon got busted into. Everyone's accounts are drained. Probably even yours. Kind of looks to the woman behind the bar.
Immediately, that can't be. They all pull out their agents, check them. Some of them just have their eyes shimmer. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Just don't take it out on her. It ain't her fault. And he's gonna leave.
Continue your way down, avoiding the chaos that's just been left in the streets, as no one's obviously been by to repair anything or fix damages. Make your way into the vehicle. And so you're making your way to the TCPD?
Yeah.
All right. As you drive,
if that makes sense, as who I would go to talk about that.
Yeah, that would make most sense. As you are driving down the street, you go to avoid. You can see that this guy's walking out. You can see he's holding a collection of booze, just rum bottles, vodka bottles, things like that. He's looking at you. He's going to take one. He's going to throw it at your vehicle in anger.
Well, that's rude.
Roll a drive check.
Oh boy. Fuck is that?
Technique, I believe.
No.
Oh, it might be control. Yeah, control.
Yeah, drive land vehicle. Spend my last point on it. Why not? 14.
All right, throws it, slams into the side of the windshield, bursting, covering it, but you are able to keep your composure and you keep driving. Unless you're trying to turn into him.
No.
Okay.
He gets it. People are pissed. He's used to people that he's literally stitching together giving him shit.
All right, you make your way up into Maida Town. You can see as you're driving by, more chaos is beginning to happen. People are getting pissed. You can tell people are raiding stores. It looks a lot like what was going on during the time that New Dawn attacked, except things aren't shut down. Power's on. Cars are running. Everything is going just fine technologically, so people are able to actually start destroying shit to their heart's content.
Yeah. Fucking shit show. End of the day. Not immediately my problem.
Let me adjust this next map real quick.
I mean, I guess by all things considered, I'm one of the richest people in Transcendent City right now.
Yeah, try rejecting me now. Okay. Yeah, I just need to make it dark. You park your vehicle back in the parking lot behind the TCPD, and you start to make your way around. As you approach the front, let's see right down here. As you approach the front, you can see that there are a number of officers going around. You can see some of them are detectives, some of them are just regular beat cops. One of them appears to be a chief. As you start to approach, you can see immediately one of the detectives, he looks past. Well, come to turn yourself in, as he brushes past.
Well, I came to talk. I didn't participate in this, but figured it might help if you knew who did.
Explain to us what you know.
And I will get started on that. Well, I started a good deal back when I was originally offered the job by Mr. Jackal. He had offered to bring me in on a more serious heist after the original. Then, which, after being confronted by, I believe, two different, listen, out of character real fast. Because originally Lapis asked me about the original heist, I thought, and then the shadow guy asked.
Yeah.
After being asked about if I was just participating in the mock heist or if I was participating in something else by, he's a fixer, Lapis?
Yes.
By the Corpo fixer, Lapis, I confirmed that I would not be participating in anything illicit, and that made me come to believe that they understood what was going to happen. Fast forward to today, as you guys likely know, participated in the mock heist. As we left, they began discussing plans to come back and participate and actually break into the bank, to which I immediately removed myself from the conversation because I wished to do no such thing. I came here in good faith, hoping to make it very clear that I was not there for whatever this is. And I may have, before I continue that, do agents, like the calls that they receive, is there a way to access them after the fact?
There is a history. There's not like a record that is kept unless you specifically do so, or unless you contact the agency in charge of it.
Okay. If any of you have the means to get my call history, I was contacted by Jackal shortly. What had been? I don't know how far the drive was.
30 minutes.
Say about an hour ago. And as a token of working with him earlier in the day, he was kind enough to leave me a little bit of money. But if you can check my bank account, I do not have any of that money that they stole. And I do believe it was them.
You can see this woman brushes past. There we go. His story matches hers. Yes. We have another one who has come to us with a similar story. According to her, you are not involved in this, whatever has occurred. But you also knew that they were going to try again, and you did not report it. We are going to detain you.
Understandable.
If you truly are innocent of the crimes, then hopefully we will let you go.
That's the hope.
Gestures to one of the cops. They go around, grab your hands, put them behind you, lock you up, start to lead
No
you
effort
to
to resist.
You brought to the back here, thrown into a cell, where you can see there's someone else there with you. Not you. You can see Bubblegum's there already.
You too, huh?
Yeah. We'll explain when the cop leaves. Walks out eventually. I figured the heist would be a good thing to do. Went along with it. We managed to actually start to breach security. Made our way into the vault. Then I got knocked out. So someone turned on the others, or they all turned on me. Considering I'm the only other one here, I'd wager it was the latter.
Makes sense.
I told them you weren't involved.
Appreciate it. Figured I'd come down here to. Well, obviously I didn't know you were here, but come down here to clear that out anyway.
Well, let's get cozy. We might be here for a while.
Yep.
And you find a way to eventually go to sleep. And you spend the night in prison.
It happens.
Roll a perception check.
Oh god damn it. I was like the most peaceful Chuck day ever.
Oh, one other thing. Before I go into the details of the perception check, you rolled the bare minimum to fucking pass this. Before you go into the perception, another thing you would have seen on the news eventually throughout the day is you would have seen the bank heist going on, and you would have essentially seen it being run through a handful of people, one of which you know. Yeah, one of which you know, and that being Jackal.
Right.
You can see them running through, holding people up, a net runner that's there, a black woman. You can see there's some really gorgeous looking woman with dyed hair. And there's another man who looks to be like kind of very stern and a little bit out of place. And they're going through, locking down rooms, holding hostages, going in, making their way through the bank, all being tracked behind with the camera until they eventually make it to the bank vault, and you can see panic begins to set in as Jackal fails to get the bank open, and the net run goes wrong, and as a result, they end up failing the objective.
I knew it.
So that'd be the only other thing that you would have seen during the day.
Glad I didn't go. These amateurs. I'm in the new league now. Yes.
All right. It's about 11:30 p.m. You get a call. You wake up to the sound of your agent buzzing.
Who is it?
You see it's Jackal. Up to you.
How long ago was that bank heist?
That would have happened at about 3 o'clock, so it's been like 8 hours since.
Did I see? So they failed. Did it show like what they got out?
Yeah, they were escorted out. It was a dummy bank heist put on for the news, so like there wasn't any criminal repercussion.
Right.
You just gonna ignore it?
I mean,
it's your decision.
Fuck. Okay, let me think. I'm gonna take a minute here. Why would Jackal be calling me? When would I have known that they were going to do the actual bank heist?
You know that they said they were going to do it later on at night.
Okay, so like about this time of day.
Possibly. Essentially, the assumptions you could make that you could assume this call would be either he's trying to get you to be the driver for the job, maybe he's going to try and guilt you or do something like that, blackmail maybe. Or they've already done it and he's now calling to brag or to tell you to fuck off or something like that. I think those would be the more rational
That's what I'm
options
thinking.
in your head.
I'm thinking that this guy wants me to help or something, which honestly, I'm going back to bed, bro.
All right,
actually, you know what? Is there do I know if there's better alarm systems that I have to be put in place for this, or is it like all by itself?
You know that this apartment does have better security. It's nothing spectacular. It's not like drones and booby traps, but it has a much sturdier door and an alarm system.
Do I have to activate that myself, or is
it's automatically on?
Cool. Yes, I'm ignoring it.
All right. You ignore it.
I'm not gonna get dragged in on that.
Minute or so passes. You see that you have a message. You ignoring that too? Or are you listening to that?
It's a message?
Yep.
Like a text message or a voicemail?
Voicemail.
Is there a way I can listen to it without him knowing I listen to it?
Yeah. We'll say it's like regular voicemail. You won't know if people actually listen to it.
Okay.
There's no red text thing.
Leave him on red. Fuck you, Chuck.
All right. So you play the voicemail?
Yeah, I'll play it.
Too good to even answer for your buddies now, huh? I get it. You got a cushy new gig. You turn your back on your chums. I ain't surprised to hear it. This ain't nothing new. But hey, after what we've been through sharing blood, that hurts.
Fuck, I shouldn't have ignored it.
I guess it hurts a little bit less, though, considering all this new cash I got. You'll hear about the stories and all the panic tomorrow. But we got in. We jacked the cash. But we found something way better once we got inside there. Something that's gonna shake this city to its very foundation. You could have been in on this, remember? But hey, you'll learn soon enough. In cities like this, reputation is what matters most. And you want to live like a corpo rat? Then you're gonna die like a corpo rat.
Shit.
Let's see how your new friends do now. See if they delta on you now that everyone's on equal footing. Be sure to check your bank account. Hangs up.
Damn. Okay, I do kind of regret not answering it. Fuck. I mean, that's cool. Fuck. I'll look at my bank account.
You pull open your bank account. You see it's 0.
Okay. Figures. Ah, fuck. What do I even do? Where is this check? I think this is a check. Composure check? Is that a check?
Yeah. That's more for like face-off type scenarios or like
Okay.
keeping it a more like intimidation tactics. But composure can work here if you're just trying to maintain that for yourself. You could also do concentration.
Yeah, let me roll that. I just want to see how I'm feeling. Eh.
You also know that's like the first time you've ever talked to Jackal without the kind of thing that he does.
Yeah. I'm wishing I answered it. Fuck.
So you kind of focus on it. Are you just trying to keep yourself cool, calm?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of panic building up, but you're able to keep most of it suppressed.
Can I save that voicemail?
Yeah.
Can I send it to people?
Yeah.
I'll send it to Axel.
About a minute goes by.
And I'll like put like a little message and just be something's happening.
About a minute goes by. You receive a call from Axel.
Answer it.
I need everything you know on this man. And anyone else who is involved in the bank heist. I'm already running everything I can right now, but your account is not the only one affected. From what I am seeing in the limited scope that I have, every bank account in this city has just been drained to 0. Corporate accounts, personal accounts, everything. So we need to get this man, and we need to get him now, or figure out whatever the hell is going on.
You have anyone that can track him from his agent?
Perhaps. The new Netrunners might be capable of it.
I can give him a call, see if he answers, if it helps.
Give me one moment.
I'm gonna like start getting up out of bed.
Give him a call.
All right.
I will be listening. And then it hangs up.
Then I'll call Jackal.
What's up, Gonk?
The hell did you do?
Oh, I think you know exactly what I've done now. You could have had your shot. Chance to join us. Now, there's a handful of people controlling this city. And it ain't your filthy corpo scum.
Listen, man, you know I'm like you. I got shown a good opportunity and I took it. You can't blame me for that.
Yeah, and you turned your back on your friends when you did it. Your acquaintances, your work buddies. Stop respecting your elders.
I couldn't put that in jeopardy.
That's what I thought. Good luck, Chuck. He hangs up.
Wait, you. Ah, fuck. I want to call him back.
Listen, this is getting old.
Listen.
Say your piece.
You want to make this right? I'll make it right. Let's meet up.
How stupid do you think I am? You and I were both employed by Akuma. They're gonna do everything they can to track me down. I'm getting
Looks
low.
like you have the power. I've switched side once.
Why would I want a loyal dog? Why would I want an unloyal dog?
I follow the money.
Yeah, that's your problem. Think about it, all this money in the palm of my hands, and I can burn it all.
Listen, what's the goal here? Metagame, I'm just trying to keep him on the line.
The goal is power.
Power, and what does that get you?
Redistribution of power. I don't want to be the most powerful man in the city. I'm looking for a nice, cushy retirement. But to get there, well, I got into the bank vault. You know what I found? I found plastic treasure chests, toy money, golden chocolate coins. And then an applause from a wealthy benefactor who'd been watching us break in all along, aware of what was going on. And he gave us control of everyone's bank account. You want to tell Akuma something? You tell them that Lapis did this to him. The fixer for the corpos just fixed the game against them. You're looking for who's running the show now. That's who you're looking for.
If you wanted a nice, cushy retirement, we could have done this a different way, Jackal.
Yeah, well, what can I say? Getting money this way, it's cleaner. Better than dirtying my hands with corpo shit. Enjoy your scooping. You call me again, I'm blocking your number. He hangs up.
Yeah, hopefully that was long enough.
Axel calls back.
Answer it.
We believe we've identified where he is. We're immediately sending people en route.
All right.
In the meantime, we may have a job tomorrow. Be ready.
Always ready.
Good. And stay off the streets until then. If everyone's money is gone, that means even the Ascent won't be safe.
All right. Understood.
Click.
Damn. Oh, shit. Ooh. I'm gonna barricade this door with the couch.
All right, I cannot move that couch, so we're just gonna draw. That is not the right tool.
You just do like little squares. All right, cool.
Just gonna match up the angle there, so that way it looks similar.
All right. Get that barricaded. Take some vodka. Drink away the stress. We're chilling though. I mean, I just got them a lot of information.
Making notes.
I tried to play with his ego to where he would keep talking, so I think it was successful. Ooh. Yikes. All right. Well, that's my part. I'm gonna get back in bed, look up at that little rubber ducky, just kind of think to myself for a minute. Sigh, lay down.
With your mind racing of everything that's going on, takes you a little bit, but eventually you finally fall asleep. We'll find out what else happens tomorrow.
Fuck. Thanks. I'd have chose the wrong side. I didn't realize it would be such a big deal to like skip out on one job. Fuck.